we didn't have good answers to two-back formations.
Yeah,
And so then we started saying, okay, we're gonna play man.
yeah. Our deal was quarters. And in a sense, that's man. I mean, it's not like we're gonna line up inside, and that guy comes off and, I'm throwing and I'm running. I have no idea. I mean, not that. That's one reason we click and bail, he was asking about. We click and bail and we line up outside, and we're gonna stay outside on time. But my eyes can go through him back inside and I can still see. And by doing that, then having somebody that maybe, more than likely, can help me on inside routes, that's why we did that. And that's why we spilled everything. That's why we wanted everything bounced, because we were a zone team. We were spilling it to people that had eyes back there. I mean, they had eyes on the ball at some point in time, and they could rally to it, and they could come up, and maybe make a play that doesn't gain a whole lot of yards, so.
That was why, I mean, in the secondary, we were young.
Yeah,
We got most of them back, and I don't know if
Right.
that's good or bad.
I think it's good. If you have experience back there,
But our problem is we give up in the games we lost, or we gave up a lot of points in 3 games.
Right.
We won one of them and
Right.
lost 2. We got beaten man coverage a
Beaten
lot.
man,
We
yeah.
just got, I mean, play some
we
good
couldn't,
receivers.
we couldn't play man. Like I said, the worst part of our team was our corners. And I knew if we were about to line up and 80 out of, oh, well, no, we didn't win any play. Let's see, 50 out of 65 plays, we're gonna line up and play straight man. We weren't gonna be very good. We were gonna lose a lot of games. We just couldn't do it. But I will say this, I think we sold our kids on the idea that they could play anybody if we played technique, and we played it like you're supposed to play it. And we did it to a point that, now we may give up, a play here and there. We may, but we said, hey, that one's done. In the secondary, you gotta have short memory, forget it, go play the next play. And I think they bought into that, and they got better and better. The more we played, the more we practiced, and they were doing those same things over and over and over. They got better and better and better. Even those 2 corners that, like I said, wouldn't hit the water, fell out of the boat. They got better. Maybe not good, but they got better. So that's just my philosophy. And that doesn't make it right, by any stretch of the mean, but through the years, we have had success with playing it that way. I have not come across Deion Sanders yet, He never come to our school.
Sure the hell ain't over here.
And he even gets beat. I mean, when he was playing, it's just and I know the pros are a different cat, because they depend so much on all that pressure, and those quarterbacks are so good and all that stuff, and they have to do that. I didn't think we were at that level. I didn't think we were gonna play somebody that could just eat us up playing our zone. Now I will say this, y'all wanna go through coverage and see how we
Yeah.
cover, and then we can go back to any techniques or anything that we wanna look at.
Yeah, my wife's supposed to be bringing some food here in a second. I don't know what.
I thought I heard her out there earlier.
She probably just threw it on the gym floor and just walked off.
He's just on these.
Hey, I got a room up here if you need them.
Talking
All right.
football in the hot tub.
Yeah, all right. Let me go over our cover 2. I think our cover 2 is different than a lot of people when they hear cover 2. Let's just put it in, two receivers. All right, I'm just gonna call strength over here, doesn't matter. Let's say, now this is where those fronts really come into play. Well, let me show that just real quickly before we go in that. If this is a hash, and this is a hash, and this is the wide side, so this is the short side. From a hash mark, we would play cheat. We could play cheat to this formation. And we could do it one of two ways, but probably we were gonna call strength to the field if we went field cheat. So we're gonna line our nose, our stud in, our two-eye tackle, our end. Now, the whole idea of this thing is where this guy lines up. He's our overshift. He's our guy, okay? So, the reason we would never play cheat in the middle of the field, or for sure, never call cheat to the boundary, is because of the play of these two guys, this guy particularly. In our cover two, I'll go through that in just a second, because he's gonna be in coverage. We want 3-on-2 over here, and we want 3-on-2 over here. And so that's why we could play cheat. Now, if this thing were in the middle of the field, again, here's the hash, there's the field, hash, field. They run like this. If we were to play cheat, our will cannot get far enough. He has to still play a B gap. So if he was, and this was totally his call, and our game plan would 99 out of 100. We're in the middle of the field, and they gave us two receivers, and we were gonna check strong. Didn't matter which way we call strength, but let's say we called it over here. We were gonna play strong, like that. Now, if we were gonna play it like it normally is, and boy, these guys really stretch us way out here, then what's to stop them snapping the ball and this guy just stop and take that little hitch and goes and makes 7 or 8 yards every play? Because our will is not in a position to get there. So we made what we call gator. We made a gator check. And it only applied to these two guys. Now we're gonna widen the field and we're gonna stack that end. And now both these guys are keying that guard. If that guard, if it was a run, and that's why we did this, by the way, other than the fact we wanted to widen Will out. Let me show you why we did this real quick. Back in just the straight 4-3 days, you know, if you had a tackle in, and a mic, and you widened your wheel, and you had a safety, and they run zone, everybody's zoning, you know, they're playing that guy and they're playing it, and, you know, he's zoning, he's shuffling down. Well, there's 5-on-5. That's not good, you know. Now, we did this against Rio Rancho in the semifinal, but we thought our 5 were better than their 5. But anyway, so what happened years ago when I was at San Angelo Central, we were playing Abilene Cooper. Abilene Cooper had a back named Dominic Rhodes, who played for the Colts. Pretty good guy, you know, in high school, pretty good. So, and we were trying to play cover 2, and we were an 0-4-3 team. And so, you know, we got a widen wheel enough. If you didn't, they just gonna raise up and hit that receiver, you know. So we'd widen him out. Well, they start that zone, and here he starts. Well, I don't care how you do it. Mike is gonna scrape to a B gap. He's got A gap. He's shuffling down. He's got that C gap. I don't care where there's a cutback. And there goes Dominic Rhodes. The band's playing over there. You know, So I said, we're never gonna get in that situation again. So we started looking, we started thinking. So we come up with Gator. I don't even know where that name come from. But, and it's out of our strong set. And the only time we ever Gator is out of strong. But the only time we ever need to is when we get in this situation. Again, he's that 4-eye technique, he's that shade, he's the 5. You know, now he's in the stack, they're both keying this guy. If this guy blocked out on him, then he's running through as hard as he can. He's taking a gap. Of course, we got Will, and he's keying tackle. If that tackle blocks, you know, he's shuffling, coming inside, and the whole bit. But by doing this, he's got an A gap, he's got that gap, if they were zoning, now we have every gap filled unless it was to cut back out the backside, and then we feel like we got a free player. And we got some more players, you know. So Gator came about because of that.
Now,
Because-
what if the guard doesn't block the
Okay,
tackle?
now, if the guard does not block him, let's say he just comes off. His key is, that guard doesn't block him, he closes the A gap, he shuffles and works outside. If they show pass, then he's gonna take that guy on, and he's gonna start, and he's gonna be an outside rusher. That's the general way. He's gonna be the outside rusher, and he's gonna come, he's never gonna be a drop guy. Now we use this if we ever wanted to go prevent, and we wanted to just 3 rushing, but we were probably gonna put him in a 5, you know, but that, we were never gonna drop him, so unless we wanna play a game with him, that's what we do. Sometimes, if we felt like they were starting to pick that up, he would start that rush, and then he would swing outside, it would pass, he'd set, and then he'd come inside, you know, just playing a game. Or, the other thing we would do, he would do his normal thing. He would start like he's coming, and then we'd bring him and let him drop. And he was an athletic enough end that could run, that could do the few things that we're asking him to play in cover 2. Not block, not because, again, practice time. But we could do that if we wanted to. So that was our Gator call.
And your Will would be responsible to make that Gator call.
That's right. Only Will. Otherwise, that end's gonna be outside, and he's gonna line up his normal deal. Will just knew this. If I look out there, and wow, I can't get out there. I can't get out there, and I can't cover, in this case, I can't cover a gap.
So would he make that check to any 2 receiver side that he was on?
Yeah.
If they was wide?
Yeah. In this.
So he could even call it if he's on the boundary, if that guy's wide.
We wouldn't do it in boundary because we thought he was in with the hash marks over here, he was in a position, he can do both. So we were never gonna make that check when we were on the hash.
More middle of the field.
It was in the middle of the field, and we used the goal posts. If the ball was within those goal posts, we said that's middle of the field. If we were in the middle of the field, and they had pushed these receivers so wide, you know, maybe they had them both out there, and Will said, oh, well, man, there's no way, so he's gonna Gator, he's gonna drop, he's gonna come to a position that he still can play this edge, but I can get into pass coverage as well. So that kind of maybe, hopefully, answers that part. Now let's talk about cover 2. Like I say, this is, it's our baby. I mean, I think it's something that we can live and die with cover 2. I don't know how y'all play cover 2, but a lot of people I've talked to, they think when cover two's called, that corner is a flat player. I mean, I don't know, how do y'all play your cover two?
It's our matchup. I mean, he's gonna run deep if he doesn't have it.
Okay. We number from outside in, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 on the outside. Our corner is gonna line up about 2 yards outside and about 4 yards deep. And you have to be careful with them, because they wanna get up there too tight, especially if they're not very good yet, or they're not good technique, but we would like to have them about 4 yard, 2x4. We want them turned at a 45-degree angle. I want their eyes to go through that tackle into the quarterback. Again, that comes back to that initial read. So when the ball snapped and that tackle showed pass, then he's gonna square up. You know, he's there, then he's gonna square up, or really not, doesn't even have to square. Now, I wanna keep that 4 yard cushion. I'm not gonna go attack him. I'm not gonna go up and attack him. I simply wanna shuffle wherever that receiver releases. I wanna shuffle to him, and I'm gonna put my inside hand on his chest, on his inside number, and I'm gonna try to stick my outside hand on his hip area, right in here. And I wanna try to work him, and that's what we call catch. We wanna catch this receiver. Of course, if he was released outside, we wanna shuffle. We tell these guys, that receiver cannot release outside. Of course, we all know they can and they will. But we try to make a big deal about it, that we're not gonna let that guy release outside, and we make a big deal about it. We wanna get hands on that receiver, because we've got to help this safety. If we let him run scot-free down the field, then we're setting him up for failure. So we're gonna shuffle and we're gonna catch. The minute we catch that receiver, and I'm, here, my eyes immediately go to number 2. I could care less about any backs or number 3, anything like that. I'm only concerned about catching number 1 and reading 2. So if number 1 releases, we're gonna catch him. He releases, we're gonna catch him, and now our eyes go to 2, and we're gonna start working
I'll get it.
to be behind him. Coach, come up and be a receiver for me.
And if 2 breaks out, are you gonna leave him?
Well, we're gonna talk about it here. Yeah, we are. You wanna be a receiver right over here, and I'm the corner. Be right over here, and you're just gonna release outside, just straight off.
Quarterback's inside?
Yeah. So I'm gonna shuffle and I'm gonna catch. I'm gonna get right here, and now he's gonna keep coming, and now I'm working. My eyes are on 2 right now, and I'm on him, and my eyes here, but I'm feeling with my hands. I'm playing with his butt,
Wrong.
You should have chose one of these other guys.
So I'm playing with it. My hands are feeling for him, and my eyes are on 2. I'm gonna stay in that trail. Come here, man. As he's at, and I've already.
So you're
got
gonna
him.
end up in a trail technique?
In a trail. I'm gonna end up in this trail, inside trail right here. My eyes are on 2. If 2 does not come flat, then I'm staying in the trail, and I'm gonna be, it's like I'm playing man underneath, okay?
But you're gonna have a safety to help over the top?
Oh yeah,
So,
safety's running.
what if they're both going vertical? What about the 2?
He's gonna rep.
Is
We're
the
gonna
backer
do
gonna
exactly
slow,
the
with the
same
backer
thing
gonna
with the
slow him
backer.
up, so now you got 2 trails and a
We got
deep?
2 trails and a deep. So he's gonna trail, in that position. Now, if he's a receiver again, and he releases, kind of make a little outside release, I'm gonna shuffle. Now he's got me. Now here's where you gotta teach like crazy. What they wanna do is do this. Now, I have no idea what 2 does. So what I wanna do, I wanna feel him. I'm going, I'm still there, he's going. I'm looking at 2, and if he's gonna continue, 2 doesn't come flat, then I'm gonna stay in that trail. Now, if I'm in the trail and he makes an inside cut, I'm underneath, I wanna take away the underneath cut. The whole deal about cover 2 is under coverage. It's not so much over top, it's that under coverage. And then, now, if he released, I'm in that trail, and up to about, we tell them, about 8 yards or so. It's hard to put a definite on it, but after a certain point, I could care less what 2 does. I'm gonna stay in that trail. But within that 8 to 10 yards, and he's coming off and I'm trailing, and 2 comes out, now I'm letting him go. And that safety and probably that backer or that bandit is hollering out, and I'm hearing it. I'm gonna let him go, and I'm gonna set, and I'm looking for 2. Now here's what we teach the corners. If number 2 is looking at me, he's not anticipating the ball. So I tell him, look for the out and up, because he's not anticipating the ball. Now, if his head is turned around, I'm fixing to go ear hole him, because the ball's coming, or the potential is there.
Coach, can I pause real
Yeah.
quick? I'm gonna go out and get this right here.
So